Good morning, friends. This morning, into the matcha, I've put some dried goji berries, and they kind of float in there, plump up. If you're not into the plump raisin thing, then this is probably gross for you. But to me, I just love that texture of it, and it's just adds a lot of health, I feel like, to my morning green tea deliciousness. You hear me go on about gratitude all the time, but today I was going to talk about it specifically for the place that we are. So we have the privilege of living here in Goldenwood, and it's pretty easy to feel grateful for the beauty of this place. And yet, there are times when that can slip from my mind. And you can kind of take, well, at least I can take this place for granted. It's the difference between remembering the first time I came here and saw the beauty of this place and just kind of walking through life and not recognizing that beauty, not taking the time to soak into it. Rebecca woke up this morning and said to all of us, let's really try to just be in love with the place we are today. Let's imagine that we're just here for 3 days, and this is a vacation or a bed and breakfast that we're staying at. And in 3 days, we're going to go back to where we live, which is a kind of a ramshackle shack on the edge of the Great Plains. And all we can see is wheat. There's wheat fields around us as far as we can see. Liliana said, and when we go inside, it's all dusty and sandy. And then somebody said, well, do we have a well? Is there water? And I said, yeah. Or Rebecca said, yeah, there's a well. I said, yeah, except when we dip the bucket down into the well, the water comes out dry as sand. And the problem is we have to rehydrate it in order to drink it. And so sometimes imagining something that you perceive as worse can make you love where you are. That might be easy here at Goldenwood, where it's very easy to think of less desirable places to be. But what if you live in a circumstance that you really, really don't like? You can still use this technique. I think this was probably invented by the Stoics, to imagine a situation much less optimal. So if you're living in a cramped little apartment, you've got neighbors you don't like all around you in the middle of the city, and it's just not where you personally want to be, you can imagine that you just got out of prison, where you were in solitary confinement for the longest time, and it was so just horrible. And now you're here and you can hear the voices of other humans around you. Maybe they're having fights or having sex in the apartment above you or blaring music, but at least you're getting to hear other humans. That negative exercise can work well for some minds, but remember, even if you kind of like where you are a little bit, you can just use the positive exercise. We did that the other day. We were picking blueberries, and it was a little bit mosquito-y, and Liliana wasn't having the greatest time. She was really getting attacked by the mosquitoes. But Rebecca had packed a little picnic lunch. We said, well, where should we go have a lunch? Let's find a park or something. And then the idea came up to go back to Goldenwood and to have our lunch under the willow tree. And so we came back here and we looked around ourselves and we just smiled. We could see the purple coneflower blooming on the stone hill over there. We could look up and see the willow above us. It's a curly willow with all its curled branches that look so magical. And hear the sounds of the birds all around us. And it just so happens that there's not really any bugs here either. Wow, it was marvelous. This experience of wonder at the place where we live. I think this is one of the biggest tragedies of life, is that the things we love, we can stop loving and appreciating. Often we don't really realize how much we appreciated those things until something takes that thing away from us or threatens to take that thing away from us. But we don't have to wait for that. We can do it right now. And it might be your husband or wife who you have a good relationship with, but you kind of are ships passing in the night these days and don't really talk to each other a lot because you both feel you're so busy. You fell in love once, enough to get married, and that's still there. I still feel that for Rebecca, that passion and love and crushiness that I felt for her when we were both really young and fell in love. That's possible for humans, that we can continually fall in love with the things that we appreciate, but we must give them our attention. We have to go out of our way to hear the bird song, to see the colors, the flowers blooming, to feel the wind on our skin. This is what life is made of. And the weird thing, I say go out of your way, but it, in a way, doesn't take any extra effort to get in the habit of appreciating those things. We don't have to stop achieving our goals or stop working or stop anything else, except stop our monkey mind that's going on in its distraction, in not giving attention to the actual stuff that matters around us. So today, I'm going to redouble my own efforts to love and appreciate the things that are around me. And I invite you to join me to, whenever you think of it, whenever you think of this video, I mean, start right now, look at something around you and just say, wow, I'm really glad I have this. It could be the phone you're watching this or the computer you're watching this on. Here, this tea. Uh, Obviously, I could go on. You've got your own things around you that you can turn your attention to. So go for it. Love them. Soak into them. Engage with them. And see what it feels like. Share your thoughts in the comments. Let me know if you're going to do this today. And it'd be great to hear some examples of things that you soak into, that you find yourself appreciating, especially if they're things that you really appreciated a lot at one point, and then you sort of let your mind gloss over them, and today you come back into falling in love again. Thank you for joining me for morning tea, my friends. So much love to you all.